Hello, my name is Alan Nochumson of Nochumson P.C. My law firm is situated in Center City, Philadelphia, and we handle real estate transactions, litigation, as well as business counseling for companies and individuals throughout the Philadelphia region. And today I wanted to talk to you about the newly implemented SBA loan programs. And today I have Jeff Bechtold, who I've been doing business actually with for almost 20 years. And he's a mortgage broker in town. He has his own company. And I figured that he would be a good resource to let us know about the different programs out there and how to apply for them. First of all, hey, Jeff.
Alan, great to be here with you.
Yeah, so why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll go deep dive into these programs.
So I've been in the mortgage business a really long time. I've been working for mortgage companies for many years, starting in like the late 90s. So I don't like to date myself too much, but it's been a long time, have tons of experience. I started to open up branches for a large mortgage banker from Boston back in the early 2000s. And I said, I can do this. So I started my own company in 2003. So we've been through a lot. We've been through the highs and lows, recession, the whole thing. And this is something new here too that we're going through. So it's pretty amazing. We have a residential division where we do residential mortgages, and we have a very busy commercial lending division where we do all sorts of types of commercial loans. It can be anything from apartment buildings to fix and flip to investment properties to owner-occupied buildings where there's primarily a business in there, at least 51%, which we'll get into with SBA, but we run the gamut. Ground-up construction loans for developments. We've done it all. We have a good support staff. We have people that worked as commercial lenders with banks for over 30 years that have Wharton degrees. And, so it's, we have a nice setup. We're in Center City. We also have a location in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, on Sunrise.
All right, so why don't you tell me about these two loan programs that the federal government expanded on Friday?
Well, they're pretty amazing because SBA programs in general are kind of the last resort. They're loans that are very good loans because they will lend you more money than an average commercial loan because they are owner-occupied buildings with businesses that are owner-occupied. The actual business owner also owns the building, or at least at least 51%, if not more. And they generally take a long time to do. They're pretty expensive. The average fee on the 7A program, which is the SBA flagship program, is almost 3% of the loan amount. They'll finance that in, but it's expensive. So this is really, I think, a great program that they've done. There's almost $350 billion that they've allocated. The CARES Act is allocated towards, SBA, and to get that money out there as fast as they can. There's no fees for these two loans. So we have two loans here that we're going to talk about. The one is the Paycheck Protection Plan. So that one
who's eligible under the Paycheck Protection Plan?
So the Paycheck Protection Plan is for businesses, and it can be even anything from a company that has up to 500 employees. Mm-hmm. And the big thing with this is that you want to keep the employees. This is enacted to keep employees, to keep paychecks going, to keep them employed versus going off and being on unemployment. So it's a stimulus for that to keep them there, and an incentive for the company. It can be anywhere from 500 employees down to an Uber driver, someone that is a independent contractor, 1099, just not even a W-2, so just self-employed. So it covers a lot, which is the whole point of it, that it covers a lot of different self-employed people, and it helps them keep their jobs.
Now, how much can one obtain or at least apply for in a loan under the paycheck protection plan or program?
It's up to 10 million. So that would be the larger companies with lots of employees,
Hmm.
and even up to someone making $100,000 as an employee. The way they do it is they look at the monthly payroll, and it's either 10 million on the larger scale or 2.5 times the monthly payroll. Now that also includes paid sick leave, employee benefits, vacation time, as well as the average payroll. So it's pretty extensive, and it'll get companies through, hopefully, through June is what we're looking at.
Yeah, I mean, when I looked at this program, it looked like the period covered is from February 15th to June 30th.
Yes.
So, but I think it also, doesn't it cover, like, in addition to, like, say, mortgage payments, doesn't it include also 2.5 months for rent potentially too, and your insurance?
Absolutely. So it'll cover rents. It'll cover other expenses too, even equipment leases, things that have to do with just running the business overall, property taxes, mortgage interest. So it covers quite a bit.
Yeah. So if you run a business, say, let's just throw numbers out there. You run a business where the expenses are just basic numbers, $1.2 million a year, right? So $100,000 a month. It sounds like you can borrow up to $250,000, assuming all the expenses are
Right.
eligible.
Exactly. And that's the thing. So the other things with this paycheck protection is, and obviously this is probably the case with most businesses, not all, but most businesses, they're going to probably have a little bit of a decline, if not a significant decline in revenues. That's one of the things. And the other thing is keeping your employees. So if you let some people go, that's going to go against it, because the whole point of this is to keep the employees, and it'll be forgiven. It can be up to 100% forgivable, the loan itself, but it'll be prorated, and companies will have to pay something if they don't keep their employees.
All right. So there is a forgivable loan aspect. So it really is not, potentially it can turn into almost like a grant.
Correct.
Yeah. So you just have to keep either your employees at certain levels, or, increase your staff during this period of time, and you'll get it such that it won't be a loan.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's nice because it's up to 10 million. This is the 7A program with the SBA. And as I was saying, it's usually a very expensive, loan. Where this one, no fees, which is amazing with the SBA, but it's usually up to 5 million, but it's up to 10 million now, for this.
So you're not paying any fees, like lender fees on the loan. What were the typical lender fees?
Lender fees for a 7A program like this are usually average 2.75 to 3.25% for a 7A.
So that's a lot of money that they're waiving to, like, make this program work.
Correct.
What about interest rates? What are the interest rates for this program?
The interest rates on this are 4%. So on this particular one is 4%. It can be a term of up to 10 years, but if it's forgivable, you're not really paying that. But it is a 10-year term, up to 10 years for this payroll or paycheck protection plan.
Yeah. So a lot of the small businesses we deal with, it's usually the person like me or you who are the head of a company. Mm-hmm. And then usually a bank's going to require us to sign personally to guarantee the loan. What about this program? No
personal guarantee. So in the lending world, it's called non-recourse, and meaning no personal guarantee for the loan. So it's a very nice feature. It puts a lot of people at ease.
Exactly. Less sweat equity in some ways, right?
Yeah, very unusual for something like this, because SBA loans, they want a personal guarantee. So, and 7A in general would want, not for this, but a typical 7A program, it's different than their 504, which, I like a lot because it's more real estate based, the 504 SBA. But on the 7A, they're including things in there normally for goodwill, for business capitalization, different things like that. So they want your house.
Mm-hmm.
So they would tie up your house along with usually a commercial building, equipment, furniture, fixtures, FF&E, that type of stuff. So this is a really great loan in that regard too, that they're not going to lien really anything with collateral.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Do I have to like apply for different programs or different loans before I can go to the SBA, or can they be the first avenue that I seek financing?
You want to seek financing here first, I would say. One of the things that we're looking into and that we've heard is that there's the state programs and other programs that may interfere with the SBA programs. So this is something that you would want to do first if you're a business owner and you want to get some disaster relief money or some payroll money. This is the way to go. And that's the other program we want to talk about too.
Okay.
The second program.
But before we talk about that, my understanding is with SBA programs, you have to show that you can't get loans from any other source, and it's not.
That's not the case. That's not the case.
Yeah, here they waive that requirement.
They waive that. Correct. That's right.
And then the last thing is, my understanding is the deadline for this loan program is June 30th, right?
That is correct.
So don't miss that deadline.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the second loan program. What's the name of that one?
So that one is the EIDL program, which is the Emergency Injury Disaster Loan.
I know, I have a problem with that one too.
It's like, wait a minute, what exactly? So, but that's what it's called. And that's a different type of program. It's a 7B program, but it's more for, it's designed, it's an existing program. It's been around for a while, and it's for disaster areas. It could be for hurricanes, floods, anything like that. And in this case, it's for the C-19 also, the COVID-19. And there's quite a bunch of areas that fall into that category. And if you're in that location, that area, like New York and Philly, and just, many, many different places, you can get this program. One of the nice things about this program is emergency funds. You can go online and apply in a matter of minutes, and they'll ask you if you want $10,000 as emergency funds.
And you say yes.
Why not? And those $10,000 does not have to be paid back. It's if you get it. So it's a 3-day period. So you apply, and in 3 days you should have the money within 3 days. So.
And do you have the website? Because I think we were talking about that before we had this session. I think you did have the website, which I think you stated was down as we spoke.
Everyone's on it. It's COVID-19 relief at SBA.gov.
Yes. So again, to reiterate, you apply. It's like it's almost like a pre-qualification rather than a pre-approval, right?
Absolutely. And if you get that money, you don't have to pay it back, and you're applying for more usually than just the $10,000. And let's say you don't get that money and you don't get the extra money, the loan that you're requesting, you don't have to pay back that $10,000.
Yeah, but then if you do get extra funds, obviously, it would be applied to these limitations of $10 million for the payroll protection. And then what's I don't know, did you state the limit for the disaster relief loan program?
So the limit's $2 million.
Okay, so it's $2 million.
Up to $2 million versus $10 million for the payroll.
Yeah, can you get up to $2 million for one program and the $10 million on top for the other one?
It looks like you can.
Yes.
So, I mean, from what we see, it looks like you can. You can go for the disaster and then the payroll also.
All right. So for businesses that are really large, you can get up to $12 million.
It looks that way, yes.
It would seem like as long as you don't double dip.
Right.
Yeah, you can't get the same payroll reimbursements under one program as opposed to the other. But if you have legitimate needs, you get $12 million.
Yeah, we'll have to see if anyone gets that, but it looks that way. So.
And then, and not to be funny about it, but for the $10,000, I mean, obviously all of these loan applications are under penalties of perjury. So, if you're entitled to the funds, answer it truthfully, and you will get the $10,000. At least pull them in early, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the interest rate for this? I'm sorry.
Which is great. I mean, it's it really is to get an emergency relief like that, and many businesses do. So it's a great program.
So what's the interest rate for this other loan program?
A for-profit company is 3.75%. Okay. And if it's a nonprofit, it is, I think, 2.5%, 2.75% actually.
Gotcha. Same thing.
So super duper low rates.
Yes.
And these loans are 30 years.
Okay. Wow. So that's more like a consumer loan.
It is. It's amazing.
Yeah. So same thing with the fees. No, are there any SBA fees associated with
SBA fees?
Okay. What about personal guarantee requirements?
No personal guarantee requirements.
And what's the deadline to file for this one?
Well, you have up until the end of the year.
Okay. So so you have a little bit more time than for the payroll protection.
Absolutely. The payroll protection you want to get right on. The payroll protection is going to be quick. With SBA loans, they usually take, on average, about 3 months. We've done a loan for one of our clients that was purchasing a hotel, Holiday Inn, and it was a 504. It's a different SBA firm, but they all take, a long time, at least 3 months. Where this is about a week to 2 weeks is what we're talking about, which, it's hard to believe.
But it's probably on a rolling basis too, right? So it's probably best to get your application in as quickly as possible.
Yes, because what we say is on some of the online sites where you can actually apply, they're like, we'll get you in queue, we'll get you in line, when we're ready to go. So that gets us to our next, issue is, where do you apply or where do you go, right? So in general, not as much the disaster relief, because the disaster relief program, the EIDL program, that is direct to the SBA. You have to go online, and that's the website we gave, the COVID-19 relief.sba.gov. Go right online there. People can help you out. There's a section if you want someone to help you with that, where you have an employee that does that, your financial person or whatever. But and then on the paycheck program, that is done through first suggestion, the bank you deal with, where you deposit, where you have your business deposits, where you do your relationship banking, and they have an SBA department, or at least offer the SBA program. That would be a great way to go. Also, lots of other banks offer SBA programs, as well as specialty type of lenders that offer it. We deal with a lot of the specialty lenders and do loans through a lot of the specialty lenders that just do SBA loans, pretty much. And they're just large nationwide type of programs and banks. So that essentially just do SBA loans.
Yes. So it sounds like first go to the people you do business with, in terms of like you, meaning a business. See who like where you have your actual account. See if they do like SBA certified loans like this. And if they don't, how can they reach you and find out how to get through this whole process?
So we're happy to help. We're experienced with this. We have definitely avenues for this. And the best way is call us 215-574-8810, option 1. Our website is also a way to get to us, and you fill out a quick form and we'll get it immediately. And the website to go to is AmericanCommercialLending.com. That's AmericanCommercialLending.com. So those are the best ways to get us. And then my email is always a good way too, which is just Jeff@AmericanCommercialLending.com.
Well, Jeff, thank you so much for your time, and I think it was very informative.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
All right.
And we'll get through this.
All right. Have a great day.
You too. Take care.